Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gooner Gathering. My name is Lee Meadows, Gooner Lee Meads. Firstly, yes, I know I haven't been on the channel for a couple of days. I've been a bit poorly, still a bit poorly, to be honest with you. Bit of a cough, bit of a cold, and a bit of a temperature going on here. So probably at this stage, I'm probably going to say, unfortunately, due to that circumstance, we're not going to be doing chat along tomorrow. Be that as it may, we will briefly talk about Mikel Arteta's press conference that happened yesterday before the Liverpool game. First thing, obviously, he was asked about, of course, was the injury situation. There's three major injuries, as we know: Saka, Calafiori, and Timber. I'll say this: it wasn't exactly going to be like Mikel's hand to Arne Slot. Yeah, all three of them ready to go, mate. Yeah, don't worry about it. He's going to keep his cards to his chest if they're available or not. It did sound like he was a bit more positive about Calafiori. I'll say that much. He said he needs tests, and once he's had them, we'll know a bit more. Last time we had a situation like that, we thought it was bad. He ended up missing a couple of days. So he did seem a little hopeful on that. Saka, obviously, has been out since the internationals. Let's hope he can play, and I'll say that because he's so important with our front line. If tomorrow is a game we cannot afford anything but a win, and to do that we are going to need our best players, and I believe Saka is our best outlet out for that, for doing that. Again, let's go refer to the defender side of things, and with Timber being potentially unavailable as well. I did see something on Twitter that he may have done some of a session like today. It's a bit of a concern, though, with Saliba's suspension, of course, who we're going to stick in there. It sounds like Ben White was withdrawn more of a tactical thing rather than an injury issue. So during the Champions League game on, I think it was Tuesday, wasn't it? So obviously I wouldn't want to dislodge him from his right back position. Obviously Gabriel would play. But then we're looking at who we're going to put in the other centre half position. Do we go for Kivior? I think he might be the no risk or lower risk situation. As much as it, like if we look at the Champions League game, Lewis Skelly got a better game time there. Do you want to have a risk on playing one of your younger players against the top of the table Premier League side? I'm not so sure. It would be a very bold move. In fact, I think it'd be a very bold move if we decide to play Ethan Nwaneri. Me and Posh go back and forth on this quite a lot in playing the youngsters, and it's quite funny, really, because I suggested playing Ethan against Spurs, and he said it was too much of a risk, and now he's on board saying that he should be playing every game, and it's like, I don't know. I'll understand the call for him to be playing, especially Ethan, ultra talented boy, as we know. He might get a start. I mean, Arteta said himself that both lads are in the squad. They're in the first team squad and ready to play. So we shall see. We shall see. We also know, of course, the other, the likes of Ødegaard, still going to be out for this match. And, is there anything we can look back at? We remember when we beat Liverpool last season, it was under Klopp. It was under extraordinary circumstances. If you remember, Alisson had a complete nightmare when he allowed Martinelli to go ahead and score that winner. They've had a good start under their new manager. They come off their win against Chelsea last weekend. A heck of a test, especially for Arsenal, which they need to come back with good form with because of what happened last Saturday against Bournemouth. Is there anything else I need to talk about here? Not really. A lot has been made, about, if you considered if Arsenal lose the game, how far off the pace we might be, like with Manchester City scraping a 1-0 win over Southampton today. You really, and it's funny because we talk about on paper it should be an easy win, and I've said there's no such thing as easy games. And he's saying, no, actually, I've not considered the fact that we're going to lose because that's the wrong sort of mentality. You go in for a match to win. Let's say he said when we go to Aston Villa, people were saying the same. Consider what happens if you lose. Well, that what happened there. He goes and wins. And that's the mentality you got to go. You got to go to all these other places, these difficult places. I know they were playing at home this weekend, but you've got to go into a match thinking you're going for the win. He does say, do you feel sorry? He was asked about does he feel sorry about, or just feel hard done by about all the injuries, and he's really saying, there's no need, don't feel sorry about it. Injuries basically happen to everybody. I think it's a case of, having to dig deep and deal with these situations. It's difficult. And it's had in the Saliba suspension, which I argue was a moment of indecision between obviously the bad pass from Trossard and Saliba trying to make that tackle, which he clearly couldn't make. It's one of those things that it just pops up in unusual circumstances. We'll see. We'll see how we line up really. I think I want to sort of kind of move away really from the Liverpool game just for a minute, just to have a little talk about a couple of the Arsenal women players that were in action over this weekend. Worth going to Katie McCabe first. In the first of the Euro 2025 qualifiers, McCabe was the captain of Ireland. Ireland have scored 6 goals in their win against Georgia. McCabe scored a penalty and she scored a fantastic goal. If you've not seen it yet, you need to. She scored near enough from the halfway line. Outrageous strike, fantastic goal for her. Positive results for Frida Marnham as well. And she opened the scoring with when Norway beat Albania 5-0. Sorry, I'm reading through my notes. Blackstenius also scored for Sweden against Luxembourg, and Rosa Kapu also played an hour for Sweden. Manuel Zimberger had a clean sheet. Austria beating Slovenia 3-0. And Catherine Curl hit the target for Denmark, and her side beat South Africa by 5-0. She actually only scored after playing 6 minutes as a substitute in that one. The big match of the night last night was England Lionesses versus Germany. It was a high-scoring affair, and it ended England 3, Germany 4. England were they went behind, but 3 goals deficit, but they did sort of manage to come back a bit. But yes, at the end of the day at Wembley, it was Germany who picked up all the point. Oh, it was a friendly actually, wasn't it? It was it was Germany who got the win. I think the last thing I want to talk about really is Marianne Caldante and Cordina, both involved, both played the full match, Spain against Canada, and that ended in a 1-1 draw. I think that is just about all I want to talk about for the moment. Keep an eye on the social medias of what we're going to be doing. As you can see, everything is pouring off me right now, and I'm not in the greatest health. So, like I say, unfortunately, I think chat along might have to be cancelled for tomorrow, but we'll let you know when we are back on air. If I pop on the banner here, don't forget to follow us and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give a like on the video if you please. You can find me, of course, at Goonly Meads. You can find everybody on the channel at Gooner Gathering. And yes, we'll let you know next week when we are back in action. So until then, everybody, take care of yourselves and we'll see you soon.